to the group
Okay.
chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we are back. We had a little bit of a difficulty, but this is part 2. NBA Top 10 show. We are going now from 6 to number 1. My pops had to go, so he exited. My man Wood had some technical issues, but we gonna rock with the 4 of us. All right, so number 6. I think it was just my pops that went. So number 6, A-Trap.
Number 6 is Will Chamberlain. It's gonna sound like I'm bashing a player, but you mentioned this earlier. How you don't like the way people bash Will Chamberlain because they always say he was the biggest thing out there and this, that, and the third. And again, this is gonna sound like I'm bashing Shaq, but at the end of the day, Will Chamberlain was 7 foot tall. He was 300 pounds. He was insanely athletic. He was strong as an ox, and he dominated the league. When you read the NBA record book, it's 2 names. It's a name that I should have added to my honorable mention, Elgin Baylor. And you see Will Chamberlain all the time. Every time you watch a playoff game, they go, nobody did this since Elgin Baylor, or nobody did this since Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain, as you stated earlier, averaged 50 points one season. He averaged 25 rebounds. He made my list, and I even explained to y'all why my list looks the way it looks. This is what I did. I said the best point guard, the best 2 guard, the best small forward, best power forward, best center. And I did it again. Will Chamberlain is on my second, on the all H-Rap second team. And y'all will see who on my first team. And not to knock Shaq, because Shaq was a monster, but Shaq came in the league just like Will did. The strongest, the most agile, the quickest, the most athletic big man that we had seen since Will Chamberlain. But Shaq never dominated like Will. Okay. Do we anticipate Shaq going 50 and 25? No.
No, he got a point, Ben. No, when he came
he wasn't
in,
dropping 50. You're right.
No. I don't want him to drop 50 because due to evolution, you potentially have more big men. We don't know what it was looking like back then. But if you are the most strongest, the most agile, the most quick guy in your era, maybe Shaq should have been doing 32 and 16. And that's why I said Shaq didn't make my team.
Wow. So you're not in your top 10 at all.
Because, again, I went best power forward, small forward, center, shooting guard, point guard. And again, I don't knock anybody's, and like even with your cousin, I like that, even though I didn't put him on my team, but I like that Dennis Rodman pick. Dennis Rodman is the only guy I've ever seen dominate an NBA basketball game and did not have to touch the ball.
Didn't score 1 point.
Yeah, didn't have to score.
He scored 1 point.
That's kind of what inspired me when I was a kid. I was like, man, if I'm not the best shooter, I can still go on the floor, though. I got to hustle, I got to play some defense and get some rebounds.
Right. So while, we always bash Rodman, or we don't give him the props he deserves, I would say, why don't we? I would ask this question. I would like to hear the answer from anybody who wants to. If we praise Steph Curry because all he does is dominate on the offensive end, why doesn't Dennis Rodman get the same praise?
And that's why he made it on my list.
And I think
he changed the game from every time he's on the floor.
Yeah, I think because his big stat was rebounding, which is a major stat, but it's not scoring, which is the more impactful. Rebounding is impactful, but scoring, I think, is more impactful. So I think he's on the 75 list for sure. He's definitely one of the top, maybe even say 50. But I think when you get into that top 10 echelon, I think there's more that's needed. But I think, I agree with your point, though. I think Rodman is not appreciated, and that's mainly because of his off-the-court stuff. It's not because of what is play on the floor. Same thing with T.O. People don't like T.O. because he was a cancer in the locker room and all this other stuff. But when T.O. suited up and you got the ball to him, it was over. It was a wrap. So
one retort to what you said. Scoring is more impactful, and if scoring is the most important thing, If I could stop you from scoring, then what?
All right, good point.
And my reason for the
Detroit Pistons, but go ahead.
Now, my reason for the rebounding is also that's stopping them from the second chance point.
Exactly.
That's getting your team extra chances every time. He's getting your team 2-3 extra shots every possession off those rebounds.
Let's see. Shaq is top 10, but should have had monster rebounding numbers. It seems he preserved himself for offense. It could be a great point because I don't know any major games or any out of this world games where Shaq just had 50 rebounds. I don't think he's ever had a game like that.
And I think he has some 25 rebounds. I think on his birthday he has some 25s.
Yeah,
but
20 plus.
I'm old school. I can remember games where Moses Malone had 25. He had 35, 40 points and 25, 30, almost 25 rebounds. So that's why, me personally, when you are a dude 6'9" or taller and you don't average 10 rebounds in your prime years, because I understand that things tail off as you get older.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be a dummy and be like, no, you're supposed to do it your whole career. No. But
it's a natural progression.
You are a big man, and in your prime years, like one of my favorite players, and I give him the side eye when I look at his numbers, Rasheed Wallace. He never averaged 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
And he's another honorable.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's an honorable mention.
You know,
he's up there over KG, definitely.
You know, so that's why I look at you sideways when you a big man and you ain't 10 rebounds a night. And I'm just saying, like I said, prime years. I understand as you get older, you're not gonna be dominating the bars like that.
But. Right. It's natural. Father Time never lost.
Right. And like with Snow, and one more thing, and then I'll be quiet. Snowman made the comment that he thinks Steph and them gonna win the next 3, but what he's not factoring in, the older jump shots are not form. Everybody, look, I gotta get my form right. Get the gooseneck. Jump shots are hit with your legs.
They are.
When you get older, you're gonna miss shots due to your legs. And Clay is suffering the consequences of his leg. He got an Achilles and a knee. Steph got bad ankles. Those with attrition, that means if you look at Steph Curry's stats this year, everything is lower. He ain't getting better. He getting worse. So Snowman, if you still listening, if you back with us, I don't see unless those young boys take over and let them fall back and rest all year, it ain't gonna happen. Everybody, Steph a choker in the finals. He don't do well. Yeah, because he didn't play 82 NBA games playoff season, and his legs are tired. So if you living by the jumper and die by the jumper, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna die. Sometimes you're gonna live, and sometimes you're gonna die. But I think the biggest point is the health of the younger players, and are they able to because they're gonna have to start passing that torch. And you can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And I think other teams are only gonna get better. There was a lot of injuries. That is a big if. That's a big excuse, but it's the truth. Teams are going to get better going into this next year because you're going to have healthier teams. You're going to have a mix-up of players on different teams, and I think that's going to have a factor. But I do think they can get one more. I'm not going to say
maybe. But he talking about 3 people.
You talking about 3? Yeah. That's
they may.
All right, number 6.
Let's not forget, Ja Morant pushed them to the brink, and he was hurt.
He did. And
that was their first playoff run too.
And Jordan Poole pulled his knee. Okay, if y'all seen that in slow-mo, if y'all see, I'm telling y'all, go look up that video. The people watching right now tonight, I'm talking about tonight after this show, go look up that video. He wasn't reaching for the ball. He reached for his knee and he pulled it as if he was trying to get him injured. So
yeah.
It's basketball, but that wasn't a basketball move. I don't care what nobody say on that one. All right, number 6, CJ.
So I'm gonna keep this very short just to keep the time going. And I'm a take a little bit from H-Rap, kind of maybe explain more as we get to our number one, to our top three. But like I said, this list is on forward. It's just kind of on dominance and who was really like the man. So at number 6, I have the great Tim Duncan. And everything has been said about him. I mean, literally, I think before. So, I mean, I don't think I need to do too much explaining. I think I can just only say the only reason why I don't have him higher is because I feel like these top 5 guys, when we get to our number 5s, was just more dominant than he was. But, I mean, I can't say nothing too much about Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan is one of those when you have him as your 6 or 5, you like, yeah, I understand. So I got Tim Duncan as my number 6.
Okay. Good point. All right, Tracy.
All right, representing for my pops. I was surprised he had this man on his list. I didn't think he was a fan of him, but he had LeBron number 6. So that's surprising. That's really surprising to me, coming from my dad.
That shows
noticing his list now that I'm looking at it. LeBron and Steph are his only 2 modern players. Everyone else is definitely from more of the old school. So
same for me.
LeBron's got made an impact for him to do that. My number 6, reversed way. Rest in peace, Bill Russell. Just growing up, always heard about him. Obviously didn't see him playing in my heyday or times, but sorry, my bad.
I'll just put it up there because I'm gonna read it in a minute. Don't worry.
Bill Russell's stats, number 1, obviously the championships, but as I was doing research for this list, just the number of stats that he's in the top 5, 3, even second in is still kind of amazing for the time frames when he played. Technically, he's an undersized center, really be a power forward, small forward these days. So kind of like H-Rap was saying, I tried to build my list more of, I took my top starting 5 and I took my top second string. Like if I had a 10-man team, that's who I'm putting on my team. So Bill Russell's 6 because he's going to be my center on that secondary team of top 5s.
All right. Wayne says, I agree with Rap. Jump shots are hit with your legs, but Steph is in the best condition of his career, and he is better off the ball now because he is in great shape. Steph is a more complete player now than he is than in his entire career.
Let me address that before we go forward. Wayne McDaniel, what he said is correct, but him being a more complete player is going to take away from his jump shot because now he's adding more energy to play defense, which takes away from your legs. No matter how great you are, you keep running, legs get weaker. You used to jump 11 and a half, 12 inches off the ground to hit that jump shot. Now you're going down to 10. You become an excellent shooter to a great shooter, and that's all another team needs. That's all another team. If you're not excellent, if you go down to great, we win.
Ooh, I like that. Justin says he has to be in the top 3. Sorry, and I think he's talking about LeBron. He said LBJ right after that. All right, Tracy. So you gave your number 6, so I'm gonna go to me. I'm gonna go with Magic. We already talked about Magic, so really, I think that's a good spot for him. A couple of stats: 5-time champ, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, 3-time NBA MVP. The 5 championships in the era that they did it in, I think is amazing. And he had to play multiple positions. And it's not because I don't even know if they came to him and said, we need you to play this position. I think he just said, okay, I'm gonna have to take the game over. And to get a hook shot like that, I mean, and I'm sure he was watching Kareem.
Yep, that
play.
Little mini hook shot.
That mini hook shot. And I think somebody said this, I don't remember who, but Pat Riley was talking to him and he was like, you got to take the team over. And he was like, well, Kareem's still on the team. Well, Big Game James still on the team. And he was like, no, Pat Riley was like, you got to take this over. And when they did that, that's when he went on that run. I don't know what H-Rap, maybe that was you that said that. But
I didn't say it, but that is the truth. Pat Riley pushed him towards his even more greatness.
Yeah, and Pat Riley don't get a lot of props, man.
That's
what he did everywhere
yeah.
he has gone, if I'm not mistaken, Lakers, obviously.
No. You
went to Miami. What was the other team?
Knicks was the only one he didn't really do it with, but he was trying.
But he made it to the finals, and
he tried.
He was a John Starks bad shooting night away from winning now.
Yeah, and they really should have won the championship, that Knicks team, but that's a whole nother.
But see, and that's why I can't hold it against you when you don't win a championship and you're a superstar. Because if I do everything right in my supporting cast,
my power, the supporting cast, they gotta do what they gotta do too to get you there. So I'm agreeing. I'm coming around to you on that point. All right, number 5. Let's get into the top 5. Top 5. That's what
people have been waiting on.
It's the money round right here. All right, we're gonna go to Tracy. We can go to you first. Top 5.
All right, so on Pop's top 5, he had Larry Legend. We spoke enough about him. We all know why he's up there. My number 5, same thing, because I feel like everyone's interchangeable. We're all, like your Pops was saying too, we're all about to just be changing numbers here and there with people right now. My number 5 is Magic. I don't know what else we need to say about him. Revolutionized all positions for his size, his style of play, just what he brought to the game. So big impact for me for Magic.
Okay. All right. Let me get to this comment. Wayne says, true, it will take away from his percentage, but he got but in capitals. Just being the threat he is will hold Golden State in good stead. Warriors didn't beat Celtics with offense. They got the chip with defense, and it was a team effort. Jay Kuminga will take over for GP Jr. Defense wins chips. I agree with you on the Kuminga point, and I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to these Warriors too, is that they are a team. It is team basketball. Obviously, Steph is one of the best players on the team, but you do have Clay, and Clay was not 100% at all. And Draymond does what he does, which is the agitator role and I'm gonna do whatever the team needs. But Jordan
brings that Rodman factor.
There you go. The Jordan pool was big. And then they got the young talent. He says but Patrick Ewing knees, but they ran into Jordan again. Another one of them. There was a lot of teams that should have won, but they ran into Jordan, and it was a wrap. All right, so let's get into the top 5. Tracy, you already went.
Yes, sir.
All right, top 5. All right, CJ.
We have Magic.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just keep it real short because everybody already kind of said them. I got number 5, Bill Russell. RIP, bless his soul. I just want to just say, just God bless his soul. And people truly don't know what he went through literally in the 60s, being a Boston Celtics, people breaking into his house and defecating on his bed or something like that. I read, and doing all this vandalization and this is kind of towards H-Rap. I remember when because remember, he was in there when Martin Luther King was giving his speech, and then Martin Luther King asked him to come up there. He said, I haven't done enough. I ain't really did all, you know what I'm saying? So for him to go through all that with the Boston Celtics, and it's truly unfortunately that you don't hear too much about somebody until after they pass away. And I actually, unfortunately, I knew how much of a monster Bill Russell was as a player, just to hold the Wilt Chamberlain, which I have him coming up pretty soon in my top. I don't want to spoil nothing, but here pretty soonly. But to hold a Wilt Chamberlain that was averaging like 50 points a game in this, that, and the third, but just everything Bill Russell went through as a black man and just him going through that. And then, like I said, I truly felt him as a man. He said, Martin Luther King, I don't want to be up there with you because I haven't done enough to be up there with you. That's a great man. I have nothing else to say, but just to keep it short, I have Bill Russell. I just have Bill Russell at number 5 just for holding and containing a Wilt Chamberlain. I truly believe Bill Russell was a catalyst to Wilt Chamberlain not winning as much titles that he should have, but I'll leave it at that.
Good point.
So go ahead.
Good point. All right, H-Rap.
Tim Duncan.
Ooh, okay.
It's number 5. And he get Tim Duncan he doesn't get enough credit for his dominance in the National Basketball Association. Give y'all a brief history on the Spurs before they got there. You had borderline Hall of Famer Terry Cummings. You had NBA All-Star Willie Anderson. You had a top 10 dude who retired top 10 in assists, Rod Strickland. And you had David Robinson before Tim Duncan got there, right? They didn't win anything. They couldn't get over the hump. Tim Duncan walks in the door. Not only does he put David Robinson in the championship category, he wins 2 with David Robinson. Then and then with Malik Rose and Steven Jackson as his backup, as a supporting cast. And then he wins 3 more with Manu Ginobili, and then Avery Johnson, and then Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and that crew with a young Kawhi Leonard, and
Robert Horry.
You remove Robert Horry. You remove Tim Duncan, and the Spurs have just been a well-coached team, a well-oiled machine, and they have not been in championship contention without Tim Duncan. And a lot of people go, "Hey man, Tim Duncan is the fundamental," but hey man. This is another dude for the honorable mention pile. And I do agree with somebody who said you can't be on this list and be a number 2. And that's why he didn't make my list. Kevin Mchale played just like Tim Duncan. That was unstoppable as well. He played exactly like Tim Duncan. And,
Oh, I would not have made that comparison. Because I guess I didn't know that much about Kevin Mchale, but that's a good.
Hey, man, if you get a chance, go watch some Kevin Mchale highlights. This dude had 10,000 moves in the post. Kevin Mchale could have easily been on the Golden State Warriors back in the day, the Indiana Pacers back in the day, one of these teams, and just been the all-time man. Funny story that Bird and Kevin Mchale love to tell. One night, Mchale set the single game scoring record and took himself out the game. I think it was, let's say 45 points. He said, he said, I think it was like 45, 48 points. And he took himself out the game because the Celtics were killing. He comes to the sideline and Larry said, "Why you take yourself out?" He said, "Man, I broke the record. I'm cool." He said, "No, because you should have scored 60 because I'm breaking that record tomorrow." And went out and broke it.
Now,
peace, man.
On the Kevin Mchale side of things, definitely big influence. I'd never heard of him until 8th grade. My 8th grade coach said, "If you're trying to get better in the post, I need you to start watching some Kevin Mchale tapes." I went from being a Dennis Rodman type post player to, all right, I could score if I need to, and it just elevated my game just watching Kevin Mchale moves. So
I like
definitely
this comment.
Influential.
Yeah, ready for life. I saw Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili come back from a halftime deficit and obliterate my Hawks. Duncan is a lot quicker in person. He may look slow, but and you got to remember he was the first pick in the draft out of Wake Forest. Nothing comes out of Wake Forest. Name the last player besides Tim Duncan.
Chris Paul.
Okay.
Chris Paul.
Dang it. That killed my argument. Name another player. Name another player.
Children.
Now, he was good, but he didn't make the NBA. Little man.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was going with that because I was like, we got Chris Paul. That's
that killed my argument. But I say that just to say that Tim Duncan came into the league. He was going to be a star. He was going to be a star, no matter what.
Let's not forget Tim Duncan was an Olympic level swimmer at one point.
Really?
I heard about that.
Yes, CJ, Chris Paul. That killed my argument. Bones McKinney. I'm not sure.
What?
Oh, he's from Wake Forest.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle coming into the chat. Thank you for tuning in.
I got your list for you, Dad.
All right, so my top 5, my number 5 is Bill Russell. I had to put him. He was going to be on this list. It was just a matter of where. And the fact that he went undefeated in championships. So he went 10-1. He lost 1. Okay, so he went 10-1. That's wild. 10-1 in championships. Obviously, 11. No, 10 and no.
11.
He has 11. So he went 11-1.
Yeah.
11-1. The other stats, real quick: 5-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, and I know this doesn't necessarily count, but the amount of work that he did off the court in that era, when there was like today, we think that there's abuse and racism, which it is, but it was throwing cans at you. You coming in making that city money, and they're angry at you. Like that, to me, that makes absolutely no sense. But I think Bill Russell, what he did on and off the court was legendary.
And player
and
coach,
he got 2 championships as a coach too, which that doesn't necessarily matter as far as top 10. But he said McClymonds High School in Oakland, he's a legend. I agree with you, Wayne. He also talks about Jordan took chips away from a lot of players. Yeah, that list is a laundry list of guys. Raider Kev in the building says, "What's up, fam? Thank you for tuning in." He got 1 as a coach, right? Yes, he actually got 2 as a coach. So I mean. Coach. Yeah. What more can we say? We already kind of touched on it. All right, we can get into
one thing about Bill Russell. This just shows you how the media controls a narrative. Bill Russell never practiced.
What?
Never practiced.
Yeah.
Bill Russell used to sit on the sideline and read the paper as they practice.
Hey, you missed a shot.
Yeah.
I'll be out there.
A word.
Yeah, see, where's AI when we need him? We're talking about practice. There we go.
Right.
That's AI right there.
So you see how they killed AI for the practice.
Exactly.
Arguably the greatest player in the history of the game never practiced.
All right, we can get into the sweet spot. We're in the top 4, so we're going to go number 4. I'm going to go to H-Rap first.
Okay, I knew you were coming to me first. Number 4, Irvin Magic Johnson.
Okay.
It ain't nothing else to say. I mean, winner on every level: high school, college, pro, Olympic, Pan Am Games. Magic Johnson. People like it's an awesome docuseries that Jenny Busman put together on Hulu right now. Awesome, but understand before Magic Johnson got there, the Lakers were the Memphis Grizzlies right now. They were any team that just makes the playoffs and gets you through. I'm old enough to remember that they were saying that Kareem was finished when Magic Johnson walked through the door. He turned around, won league MVP that year. This dude, Magic Johnson, is an amazing basketball player. He wasn't jumping out of the gym. He wasn't the fastest dude, but you know what? Whatever it took, Magic Johnson did it. Rebounding. Let's not forget, Magic Johnson is the assist king, right? That game that everybody loves, he got more assists than he had more rebounds than he had assists that night against the Philadelphia 76ers rookie year. He had 15 rebounds and 8 assists. So Magic Johnson did one of my favorite Magic Johnson stories is James Worthy tells that his rookie year, he go to practice and Magic Johnson is barreling up the court and he tell him, "Hey man, pay attention, I'm gonna get you the ball." And James is just run up, he get the Wilkes, he gets somebody else. James Worthy just lethargically run up the court, and I think he gonna get the ball. And then he said about the 5th time up the court, Magic Johnson just hits him in the back of the head. He said he wasn't paying attention. Magic Johnson hit him in the back of the head. And then he realized, oh, he does see me. And they've been cool ever since.
Wow.
But, hey, check out that thing on Hulu. It's super dope, man.
I might have to do that.
It's like the real events of that TV series that was on HBO. It's like told by the real people.
All right. I love that. I love that pick. All right, Tracy. Hopefully we get CJ back. Tracy, number 4.
Number 4. So first Pops had Magic. So enough said. Agrees with A-Trap. That lined up together. I don't know what else we need to say. My number 4, I got Wilt. Same thing. We've all heard what we need to hear. My one stat I want to throw out is 58% career field goal percentage. That's pretty crazy. That's getting dunks all day. That's hard to do. So shout out to Wilt for making sure his points got counted.
Awesome. I love that pick. And I think we're coming into this realm somebody. It's been mentioned by somebody. I think in these last four we're gonna get to. So if we get CJ back, I'll go to him. But now my number 4 is LeBron Ramon James. LeBron Ramon James, and I think he will never be my number 1. Now that is not a slight at him, but I just can't put him over Jordan. I'm not gonna say the other person I'm gonna say, but I think LeBron, what he's done in the league. Obviously, we know the 4 championships, the 4 Finals MVP, but the 4 MVPs, and he did this with all the pressure on him. You gotta think. I said this on a previous show. When you come into the league and you're wearing number 23, it's a target on your back. And the amount of pressure and the amount of to be great, there was so much that's so much pressure on one person's shoulders that the majority of people would have collapsed. They would have collapsed, they would have failed, they wouldn't have been at the caliber that he's at. And this is again another point with this guy is that to be able to do it for this amount of time, he will pass Kareem. I think that is going to happen. And that's like people say, huh?
It's a foregone conclusion now.
Yeah. And it's like, well, he's played for so long, yes. But to be able to do it year after year after year, your body his body is now just now starting to break down, and he's been in the league since 2003. I mean, we're almost at 20 years, which I think he does want to play with his son, which I think it would be the first time ever. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. So I think that is something that he is chasing. I think he is chasing Jordan. I think he is chasing he's chasing all the records. And I don't really have a slight on that. If you want to put your stamp on something, your name has to be there. Also, I wanted to point out a couple things. Steals, he is number 10. Assists, he's number 7. And then points, he's at number 2. I cannot and I will not ever put him above 2 or 3 people, which I'm gonna get to that on my list. I think he's really done enough for the game that he can probably retire now. I don't think he will, but I think he's done enough for the game. I think his finals record, to me, is partly the reason why I can't put him higher, because he's lost more finals than he's won. To A-Trap's point, I get it. He did have some scrub teams, but I think when it comes to that Heat squad, they should have beat the Mavericks. The Mavericks were not the better team.
Question. I got a question. Why do we minimize losing in the finals?
I think I minimize the amount of times he has lost in the finals.
Look. I did this. I looked this up once. Made it. That's what I was saying. I looked it up once. Do you know how many players in the top 25 scoring never looked at the finals? And we knock people for losing in the finals, man. I mean, he choked. I blame him 60% and Eric Spoelstra 40%. Because when you see your best player not living up to his capabilities, you're supposed to put it on Dwayne Wade at that point. Eric Spoelstra did exactly what Pat Riley did against the Houston Rockets. John Starks was broke as a joke. You don't get a ball to Derek Harper, and you don't get a ball to Patrick Ewing, and just let them see what they can do. But you let Starks keep shooting you out the game. LeBron James is gagging. He might as well have been out there with an oxygen mask on. And you don't. And Dwayne Wade 3 years before got every foul in the state of Texas, and you don't give him the ball. So every other time,
that's a good point.
Every other time, I never understood why you get criticized. Like LeBron James is the only dude I ever seen criticized for doing the right thing on the basketball court. And then when he does it and it works, he's a genius. When he does it and it doesn't, he's a bum. Case in point, last year that they played Paul George and the Indiana Pacers, LeBron James drives the hole. Greg Hibbert, Wes, and George converge on him. He kick it out to somebody on the right side. They break the shot. He's a bum.
Oh, JR.
Yeah, J.R. Smith. Yep.
No. This is when he was with the Heat.
Oh, okay.
He kick it out to them. They break the shot. He's a bum. He's a choker. He's a punk for not taking that shot. The exact same thing happens the next game. He passes it to Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh drains it, and he was a genius.
You can't criticize him for both.
You can't. Yeah, right. You can't say, "Oh man, look at him. He's the smartest guy in the world." And look, I understand. Like, to me, it's kind of stupid. Well, Michael Jordan would have took that shot. So Michael Jordan took a lot of stupid ass shots. It just worked. Kobe Bryant is shooting 44% for his career because he took a lot of dumbass shots. And I mean, I'm not big up in LeBron because I got somebody in front of. I got two people in front of LeBron too. But I just, this dude, I mean, man, why you got teammates if, oh man, Kobe would have shot over 3 people. And that makes sense to you?
It's hypothetical though anyway.
Right, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
he shot over 3 people, and if he missed, so what? Well, LeBron James drew 3 people to him and gave a sharpshooter the wide open shot, and y'all criticizing him for it. It's just kind of stupid to me, but I mean, every to each his own.
Yeah, shout out to my man Al High. Thank you for tuning in. I think the biggest thing for me is that he's 4-6. He's 4-6 in finals, but he's been to 10. I mean, he's been to 10, which is amazing. And I think we get caught up in the conversation of what Jordan did. But again, the fact is LeBron is not Jordan. He will never be Jordan. He doesn't have – his killer instinct is different. His killer instinct is
he's a facilitator.
I can bulldoze to the rim. I can pass. But I think for me, and this is why it's a personal list for all of us, is that I need that killer instinct. I don't want you passing the ball to Mike Miller or Marlo Chalmers. I don't even
Mario Chalmers. Mario
Chalmers. I would say Marlo.
But see,
that's just me though.
But see, okay, Ben, why am I out here with 4 other people if I'm gonna take the dumbass shot?
You out there with those 4 guys, but clearly you are the better out of the 4. If you have the opportunity to shoot the shot,
okay, let's go game 1 against Golden State a few years ago. He was out there roasting. They run up on him. He throw it to a dude who's standing under the rim, and people can criticize. Oh, you think I got a better shot of hitting this 16-foot jump shot, which is in my wheelhouse, more than a layup?
Yeah, you're right on that.
Okay, and then we criticize him because he's 4-6 in the finals. Okay, cool. But this is the question, I'm going to use your argument. The next person that's drafted first in the league, if they said, we got H-Rap getting drafted in the 2022 NBA draft, he the next best thing. If they told you, hey, man, tell you what, H-Rap going to take us to 10 NBA finals. He going to win 4. He going to win 4 league MVPs, 4 NBA finals, and he going to put us on the map for all eternity. And people going to go, only 4?
That's a hypothetical though. But
I'm just saying, if they would have told you LeBron James at age 17, because remember, this is a dude that they were asking to leave high school early. They were saying, you should leave, you should drop out of school and come on to the league.
Yeah. And he was driving a Hummer in high school, so he was getting cashed out.
Yeah, right. Age 3. No. I'm sorry, the age 2.
Right.
At that time. Yeah.
No, he got the big one. He didn't get the H2. He got the big one.
Shaq gave him that. Shaq gave him an H3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when we talk about the bag, he was given the bag.
Right.
Of all bags.
Yeah. You mean to tell me the next dude that get picked in the draft, they say, hey, this dude is a child prodigy. Okay, look, watch this. The last dude who was supposed to be the best thing stanking was Zion Williamson. I rest my case.
See how that worked out. Yeah. And look, going to 10 finals is great. Losing
That's
6,
amazing.
But in the words of Wayne McDaniel, but losing 6 got to count for something though. I'm not saying it got to though. You can't just overlook. You can't overlook losing 6 wins.
Okay.
He number 4. So I'm not.
Well, watch this though, CJ. Watch this. You're right. So not getting to the finals 10 times counts for what?
It counts for a lot.
Okay, no, I'm just saying because the last time I checked, Michael Jordan only had 6 good years. He played 15.
But it comes like it's a comparison for like the Bills. It's the Bills. Like we can't
too, but you're right. He didn't make it to the finals.
We can't say the Bills are one of the best teams just because they went to the Super Bowl 4 years. Like nobody's saying the Bills is one of the best NFL teams. They lost 4 Super Bowls,
and they never won anything.
A-Trop, I'm gonna agree with
you. But
that's
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna agree with you on something too. We normally don't think about the loser in the finals. But in LeBron's case, we do. I'm gonna admit that we do. We think about his losses more than we think about the 4. But let me get to some comments here. Reason I can't put James higher is he doesn't have the defensive accolades like Jordan does. MJ was 9 times first time all defense.
Stop right there.
Bro, stop.
I don't give nobody no credit. I don't give anybody no credit for those accolades, right? The reason I don't is because of this. Anytime you tell me that Michael Jordan didn't win more MVPs because we got tired of him winning, no, you don't get. The people who hand out those awards are clowns. Arguably the greatest perimeter on-ball defender in the history of the NBA has never won a Defensive Player of the Year, Scottie Pippen. Explain that, and then that play. Look, I remember a couple years ago, LeBron James had a horrible season, and he made third. He was 13 All NBA. No, he shouldn't even been on that. So that all defensive. I remember one year LeBron James should have been Defensive Player of the Year. He slowed down Derrick Rose. He guarded Paul George. He getting all these dudes, and they gave it to Marc Gasol. So yeah,
that was lame. All right, let me get to some other comments. Justin says I agree. He says Mike Miller. I think to the comment you were talking about.
Yeah, it was Mike Miller who bricked
it. Chris Wood says totally agree. MJ passed to Steve Kerr. He did.
He showed the fuck in, but don't nobody say nothing about that shit.
But how many? I don't want to say this comment is about to go on
John Paxson
tangent. Yeah, but how many times did he do? We just talked about 2. We got a laundry list of times that LeBron passed it to people that were less.
So y'all are blaming
than Steve
LeBron
Kerr
James
and Paxton. Look, I don't want to.
Okay, but what about this? As Shannon Sharp consistently points out, LeBron James has a better big game shot making percentage than Kobe and Mike.
Good point. I get that. I get it. Some more comments. He is bigger than Magic. That's because he's a leader, general, aka the guy. Talking about LeBron. He's like Kwame Brown. I don't know what the Kwame.
I don't know why you said his name when we talking about top 10, Justin. Hell,
we have the top 3 now.
He said, "I hate the LeBron James comparison. 2 different players, LeBron and Magic, can be compared. Do we criticize Magic if he doesn't take the last shot, but makes the right play?"
Nope.
Good point.
That's
this is the only guy in the history of the league that
10
gets
finals. Hey, rated for life. I recognize him for 10 finals, but again, I'll just repeat this: the 6 losses got to count for something.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna keep going through the comments. Hold on, because he said they were truth, facts, and enjoy. Okay.
It's dudes. Bob McAdoo never led a team to the NBA Finals. Dominique Wilkins never led a dude to the NBA Finals. Kevin Durant has never led a team to the NBA Finals. Well, a victory in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
On his own.
Right. I mean, we could go. There's a laundry list of excellent ball players that never got to the NBA Finals. And we criticize this dude for losing to Tim Duncan twice. 2 of those 6 is losing to Tim Duncan.
And he took a crap team with Anderson Varejao.
Yeah.
Anderson Varejao.
And then people say, well, he never takes the big shot. I remember. See, we've been brainwashed by Skip Bayless, and that's why I came out of retirement, man. We've been brainwashed by Skip Bayless. I remember one year they played the Pistons. He scored 29 out of the last 32 points in a game, and they won the game. And Skip Bayless clown behind got on TV and said, well, if he would have hit that free throw in the third quarter, they wouldn't have went to the overtime.
Hey, Skip Bayless is a straight clown, man. I can't. I don't.
Yeah, Skip Bayless is a straight hater.
But Skip is to the point where he just.
Because we criticizing a dude for losing in the championship round.
Yeah, but Skip Bayless is on a whole nother level of hate. Shout out to Dante Williams. He said nobody was beating that Golden State team. Okay. Magic was 5-4 in the finals. We don't hold that against Magic.
Hey, I didn't know that. So.
Hey, Raider for life. You busted it open. I'm done.
Hold on, right quick. Hey, Ben. So y'all on number 3 right now?
We about to go to number 3. We on 4.
Okay,
now.
I'm about to know number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so right quick. Hold on. So right quick. Let me just do my part right quick. So we can, so I can catch up. So number 4, who I had, just right quick, just so we go ahead and wrap it up. Number 4 and number 3 spot could really be interchangeable for me, but I had to really, really think only because of his longevity. But I got Wilt at number 4. I mean, what's really not to be said? I mean, literally 50 point. I mean, literally, like, he went on a tangent when he was scoring 50, 50, 45, 50, 50, 50, 45. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just leave it at this. His quote-unquote worst year, he scored 24 points per game. So I don't even know how you even inaugurate. That's unfathomable. But just because my number 3 has more longevity than Wilt, that's the only reason why he surpasses Wilt. But I got Wilt as my number 4. But y'all on number 3 now, right now?
All right, did everybody get their number 4?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. Chris says Bill Russell is my number 4. I said LeBron. This is the recap. I said LeBron. A-Trap, would you say your number 4?
Magic.
Okay. And Tracy, would you say?
I had Wilt, and then my pops had Magic.
Okay, and then you said
okay.
So we pretty much all agreed.
We kind of all on the same level.
Yeah. I got.
All right, let's get into the lightning round here. Number 3.
Top 3.
Top 3. This is where the money is made. And Alan High says we brainwashed by Skip. And I'll say this: I don't even watch that show.
Yeah, I'll say I don't watch ESPN no more.
Based off the record, that is it. But I'm gonna say this: Raider for life busted my argument wide open. Magic was 5-4 in the finals, so I can't use that no more. I'm not gonna use that no more.
But look at this.
I didn't know that.
This is the only question. Name somebody else that we criticize them for losing in the championship round.
Kelly, we do that to Jim Kelly all the time.
Yeah, but
I've never heard one criticism about Jim Kelly. Not one.
Well, I do. I mean, the dude lost 4 straight.
The general public, I've never heard, but he didn't, they'll go, he didn't win a championship, but they won't say, he 0-4. They'll just say, the Bills didn't get it done. They don't blame Bruce Smith. They don't blame Jim Kelly. They don't blame Thurman.
But my argument is busted. Raider for Life blew it up. So I'm a man of my word. I'm not gonna use that no more because Magic was 6 on my list, but we don't. Nobody brings that up about Magic. They just bring up shows.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. Yeah, I've never heard that stat.
All right, let's get to a couple of comments. Wilt gets hated on because the only one a single ship. Yeah, 6,000 women. People do hold that against him, but that don't have nothing to do with his game.
And then,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you said this is number 3.
Just like with the Wilt thing. Oh, well, he never got past Russell. Oh, you mean to tell me he couldn't get past John Havlicek? He couldn't get past what's the dude? The point guard dude. He couldn't get past Sam Jones, Casey Jones.
Yeah, Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy.
Yeah, he couldn't get past top 50 Koozie. He couldn't get past top 50 Havlicek. He couldn't get past top 50 Russell. And he's a bum. Come on, man. We are tripping.
And that was in some of the seasons that he was scoring, above, 30 points. So what you wanted? What more else do you want him to do?
This is a dude who they say, you know what? Wilt Chamberlain's problem is he just wants to shoot all the time. He said, well, I'm going to lead the league in assists next year, and did it.
I like this comment by Al, and we can move on.
And this is why he was having threesomes. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
So part of this is on LeBron because he came out and said he will be better than Jordan.
And he had a rivalry with Kobe.
I think too. He came in the league. He came in the league with number 2. I don't remember him saying that, but he came in the league with number 23. And like I mentioned earlier, at that caliber of player, you wear number 23, you're gonna be compared no matter what.
And guess what? The only thing he's not better at than Jordan is he played some super teams and lost.
Yeah. All right, we in the top 3. Raider Care says is the only one that I hear criticism for not winning championship. Wilt was not a leader. Wow, that's a powerful comment right there.
We need to talk about that more later, but all right.
I don't know about
that.
All right, let's get to number 3. A-Trap.
Number 3 is LeBron James.
All right, we already touched on it. All right, Tracy.
My pops had Bill Russell, so I guess the biggest thing I could say we haven't touched on with Bill Russell is just I feel like he was Jackie Robinson style as far as breaking the barriers, except for in basketball. So that was one of the things I always heard about him from my dad was just his civil rights and what he had to go through as a player back then. Let's see. My number 3 though is we're gonna put Big Diesel on there. We got a Shaq attack.
Okay.
We got 8th all time in points, 15th all time in rebounds, 8th all time in blocks. Free throw attempts, he's 3rd all time. Crazy stat for Shaq as a center, 216th all time for assists, 55% career field goal percentage. So just domination at all levels. Oh, my bad, 58 on Shaq. That was a stat I said on Wilt. That was actually Shaq. So Shaq just dominant on all levels. He couldn't make free throws, but when you're doing everything else, you got that size. Not even just size, he had the presence to where he was shutting down other players before he even got on the court. So they were scared to body Shaq up. I think Yao Ming was one of the first people that was really trying to give Shaq some pushback. Shaq even said that was one of the first players he kind of respected besides the old guys. So the old guys, they were trying to battle Shaq, but he was too young. So Shaq dominated all career until the end. Celtics, Cavs, but Shaq.
All right.
And for the record, Shaq, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell got about the same free throw percentage.
Yep.
Really. Raider Kev said Charles Barkley. Now, are you saying Charles Barkley?
Ooh, number 3?
Is your number 3? I need you to answer that, sir. I don't know if that's what you're saying.
Because
no, Charles Barkley just winning the championship.
Okay.
That's a better explanation.
Yeah.
He says, I remember you was talking about the Charles Barkley thing. Kareem number 3 as his. All right. So CJ number 3.
Yeah. So actually, so for what I have, number 3 is I do have Kareem. Come on. I feel that's a very respectable place for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Literally champion on and off the court, but this was the hardest one because I wanted to put Wilt Chamberlain above Kareem because I feel like a lot of people do not know how dominant Wilt Chamberlain was, which we can really talk about a whole segment of Wilt Chamberlain and his basketball and his offensive prowess. But just because Wilt Chamberlain was just more of the longevity, literally the oldest MVP at 30. Somebody can help me up on this, 36, 35 or something like that. But he was one of the oldest.
He was pretty old, yeah.
Who, Kareem?
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
won it at like 32.
Okay. Oh, well, still, hell, at 32, I mean, that's pretty, you coming in as a 20-year-old, you literally playing 12, so, but I got Kareem. I mean, that hook shot, literally unblockable. I mean, his time in Milwaukee, I know a lot of the kids nowadays are going to look to Giannis as far as the Milwaukee Bucks, but I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the all-time greats. So I got him as my top 3. The only reason why I don't have Wilt above Kareem is just because the longevity of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So that's why I got him at number 3.
All right.
So oldest MVP was Karl Malone, it looks like.
Oh,
okay.
it was at probably at like what 30,
35.
35.
35.
Okay.
Karl Malone had that mid-range jumper. If there was a best mid-range jumper, boy, Karl Malone was hitting that all night.
Yeah, but Karl Malone got some
overrated.
Yeah,
Karl Malone got that off the court issue that we ain't gonna mention. But
we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that one. But
All right.
Who was that CJ said wasn't gonna be in his top 50?
No, hold on.
You named somebody named the player earlier. You was like, he wouldn't even make my top 50. Karl Malone wouldn't make mine.
You wouldn't make your top 50?
I think he said in my it was either it was Rodman. I think he said. He said Rodman. Yeah, I think he said Rodman.
Right, let me get to a couple comments.
No, I said Jerry West wouldn't make my top 50.
That's what it
was. Shaq's dominance was
CJ
too
got
short.
Jerry West, put Karl Malone right behind him.
Shaq's dominance was too short, but my God, it was dominant. Yeah, it definitely was. Chris says, nice. Reddy Kev says, no. Probably talking about the Charles Barkley comment. He says, Cap was a finals MVP at 38. Cap, you talking about?
Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem.
They called him Captain or something?
That was his nickname, the Captain.
Nickname was Cap, okay.
It says his oldest one when he's 32 years old that I got right here.
Oh, but the finals MVP was 38.
Finals
MVP.
MVP.
Okay.
Finals
MVP.
I just made a last minute change. I was not going to do it, but when I looked up some stats just now, I had to make a switch. So my number 3, who was actually my number 2 until just 5 minutes ago.
Oh, come on, Ben.
I had to. I had to based on what I looked up. I'm gonna go with Kobe Bean Bryant at number 3.
Oh,
I had to. You'll hear who my number 2 is in a minute. But Kobe, I mean, we don't need to tell you that much about him. 5-time champ. Did it without Shaq. Two-time Finals MVP. Won the MVP one time. I'm actually surprised about that. I thought he would have won it more than once.
7.
Yep. The one thing that I love, he said, "Wow, no way." I had to, based on what I just seen, I had to do it. But you
moving him down?
I moved Kobe down 1.
Good.
For who I'm about to tell you though, y'all would agree with. But
I ain't mad.
Kobe,
worst field goal percentage of anybody on any list.
Chris said he was a clone. But that killer, you can't clone that killer instinct, man. I know that's not tangible, but to be able to do it,
was a clone.
So that was Wood mentioned that.
I would.
I would also. I agree.
The fact that he was able to do it at a high level. We talk about the pressure we just did with LeBron to come in the league straight out of high school to be able to do it the way he did it. Hold on, he's saying he is not a killer, Kobe?
I got a question for you, man.
And he got 5 championships. He got 5 championships.
I got 2 questions for you now.
Which was a lot of those championships was from him.
Okay,
at least 50%.
Okay, this is the question I have. Why does Kobe get credit for 5 championships and Scottie Pippen get credit for none?
Scottie get credit for me?
No, I'm just saying, but nobody goes, Scottie Pippen got 6. They go, Michael Jordan got 6.
He's always been seen as a Robin. That's
the first 3, Kobe was Robin. And don't tell me about that one game that he won in the Indiana series.
It was a Batman situation. There wasn't no Batman Robin.
Well, if that's the case, if it was a Batman situation, why in the Indiana series that I just referenced, when Shaq found out, Kobe said, "Don't worry about it, dog. I got it." Because if it was Batman, it wouldn't have been no trepidation. It just would have been like, we still got Kobe. Don't worry about it.
And I guess the better comparison is Batman and Superman. We got Diesel's the Superman, so we got.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Hey, instead of next to Superman, Batman is Robin.
For real, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying because we got the Superman right there, so we got Batman coming up next.
Here's a good question: is Draymond more valuable than Dennis Rodman?
Yes.
No.
Nah, yeah.
I'll say no.
I'll say
and I'm a
yes,
Warriors fan.
No, hold on. Time out real quick. So, hold on. So, I'll only say yes because Draymond Green is a really he could be a facilitator. You see him trying to, tell Clay, tell Steph, come on. Dennis Rodman was only good for his rebound and defensive prowess. Draymond Green could actually, he was really he could really run the offense, but he don't got no handles, obviously. Yeah. But
what you're saying, CJ. Draymond Green couldn't stick Larry Bird and stick Patrick Ewing and stick Shaquille O'Neal and stick Michael Jordan.
And cover a point guard if you need to.
Yeah, and cover a point guard.
And defensively, there was nobody on that team like Dennis Rodman. Now, Draymond, there's nobody on the Warriors, like Draymond. But I think if you put Draymond on a different team, I don't know how effective he would be. Because the Warriors is a team, it's a nucleus of the team. Dennis Rodman, everywhere he went, he was the same guy. Whoever he guarded, he shut down. We don't know that about Draymond though. So
that's another factor. Is just the mental games of Rodman. He's gonna throw you off your game. It don't matter unless you Jordan, he's throwing you off your game. Like he's gonna get in your head somehow. He knew what he needed to do. Draymond tries that, but Draymond does it in the little ticky tack way. I don't like that. The little kicks in the balls and the little elbows he be throwing.
He always
Rodman did it verbally. He just did it verbally. He was gonna make you feel uncomfortable.
He would just look at you.
Yeah.
He would just look at you and make you feel some type of way.
Hold on right quick. So then people forget Rodman did hold a Shaq when he was at Orlando Magic. He held him. This was Shaq when he was this was Shaq. We was breaking backboards.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
I'm just saying that too.
Let me get to a couple comments. Ready for Life says the volume shooter. It's probably talking about Kobe. The last game 7, Kobe almost shot the Lakers out of it.
Yeah. Yes. That was crazy.
Yeah, but Kobe did. Yeah. Kobe
no
shot
innovation.
Him out of
team killer, coach killer, doesn't develop players. Okay,
Kobe.
How's it? What coaches has he killed? All the coaches he's played for.
And I quote out of Phil Jackson's book: "I couldn't coach him,
but he was still there. He stayed there all that whole time.
He left.
Yeah, he left after they won how many championships?
See, this is why I'm forced to defend my man LeBron James because LeBron James. He'll choke when it counts. He passed the ball. But we gonna hold that Miami. We hold that Miami Heat thing against LeBron until the day he dies, right?
Yeah, sure are.
Yep. But we don't hold the fact that everybody on earth acknowledges that Kobe Bryant, as an affront to the media, stopped shooting against the Phoenix Suns and they lost the series. So in essence, he quit on his team to show the media, I shoot because I have to.
I remember that.
And also, hold on, time out. Hold on. And to add to your point, H-Rap, Kobe did shoot the Lakers out of that championship when Detroit Pistons, when they won. He shot them right out of that championship.
To confirm what CJ saying, me and Stephen A. Smith got into an argument in my barbershop here in Chicago because these are Stephen A. Smith's words. He said during that series that CJ just referenced, he said Kobe Bryant came up the court, Shaq sealed Ben Wallace 3 straight times. Kobe looked at him and mouthed, F you, and took the shot.
And
But
I'll
we
say
don't kill him for that.
to Chris's comment on he's not innovative. I mean, and I don't really care about that. Like the fact that he's seen a blueprint in Jordan. Who would not want to say, okay, that works. Let me mirror my game after him. And he won 5 championships, not being
he won
innovative.
2 championships. He led.
He has 5. There is 5 in his house right now.
Well, we're gonna start giving Robert Horry and Steve Kerr credit too. Then,
huh?
Robert Horry and Steve Kerr got a bunch of championships playing Robin too.
But the innovative part, I don't really care about that. I think he's seen the blueprint that worked and he took it and perfected it. He didn't flip it. He didn't try to do nothing different. So I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
No, I ain't mad at him for it, and I don't want you to think I'm discrediting Kobe. Excellent ball player, but all this, he better than LeBron because when he had the opportunity to get up out of here, Shaq. I want look. This dude destroyed a championship team so he could be the man. So what about all that Mamba winning mentality?
There was a lot. There was a lot of players.
Lose your way than to win this way.
Kobe literally got them. Hey, Kobe literally held them from winning that Detroit Pistons series. Kobe shot them out. You know what? Hey, for my OGs, if y'all don't remember, obviously I don't remember because I was like 7, maybe 6. But Kobe shot them out of that game in Detroit. That's literally how not Mario Chalmers, my man,
Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince.
Yes, there you go, H-Rap. You're telling me, yes, exactly. Kobe shot them out of that game. Kobe literally said, oh, fuck it. I'm going to keep shooting and see what we – man. Yeah, we're going to see what happens. Exactly.
Like Wayne said, he's the greatest thing since Michael Jordan. Shooting 44% from the field. A guy who is documented that he has missed more shots than anybody in NBA history.
Do we look at shooting percentage for everybody though? Are we just doing this for Kobe?
I look at it. I look at it.
I ain't looked at it with any of these guys though.
Because look.
That's subjective. But go ahead,
check this out. Everybody on this list, on my list, shot 49% or better, but Kobe.
I commend you for doing that. And I think Kobe is the greatest thing. I think Kobe is the greatest thing since Jordan.
But how? I
don't disagree with that.
Hold it. Let's use the same rubric that we gauge LeBron on. Kobe ain't make it to 6 NBA Finals by himself. He ain't lead 16s to NBA Finals.
He didn't. 50-50 he did when we talk about the Shaq.
No. Shaq led 3 and you led 3. You lost 1 and won 2.
So I gotta agree with Chris. I gotta agree with Chris real quick on the Kobe situation. That's the only reason why I can't get him on my list. Is
not innovative.
Yeah, just because he named himself the Mamba. Named himself after a snake. He was the most selfish, deceptive player to his teammates. Like he wasn't a team player at all. He ain't trying to build the team.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, did y'all watch the Michael Jordan team documentary?
Hey, but they was winning though.
But nobody was winning the bad team. Now Pippen is because he's trying to sell books. Well, Will Purdue
but you know what? Pippen didn't even
that.
trash him in that book. He didn't trash Mike in that book. A lot of people.
But the stuff he's been saying though.
Yeah, he has been coming at
a little suspect.
He's been coming at Jordan.
He's been acting a little suspect.
But all I'm saying is this: show me another player in NBA history that says, "Nah, I don't want to win this way. I got to win my way. Otherwise, I'll just lose."
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I got Kobe at my number 3. That has sparked a lot of conversation. Right. I'm gonna put Kobe number 3, and I think too. There was a point that I was gonna say, but I forgot. I think I'll try to get it back. Let me get to a couple comments. We're talking about the Draymond. Draymond is more valuable because he is a more complete player. Draymond, a different team, Draymond would not start. I think he would start, but I don't think he would have the same impact. Hustle and rebounding to the worm, all-around player to Dre. He said, thanks. You're right, sir. He quit. Fact CJ from Raider for Life. Tayshaun Prince locked him up. Horry had 7. I didn't know he got 7. Wow.
Dang.
He sure do. Hey.
You got Lakers, Spurs, Rockets.
At the right time.
That is, and you look that up in the dictionary. That is,
at the right place, right time.
You got jackasses saying Robert Horry needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, right before me. He go in the class with me.
Kobe wanted that finals map in 04. Kobe wanted that finals map in 04. Oh, MVP.
I mean MVP, yeah.
Wow. Preach, CJ, preach. Let's see. Raider Cavs top 10. Kareem, LeBron, Jordan, Magic, Kobe, Shaquille, Russell.
Didn't say
LeBron, Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan. All right. Jordan doesn't get 6 without Pip. I agree with that.
But the difference is, according to Tracy McGrady, they wanted to draft him, and Jordan told them, "You trade Pippen, I'm quitting."
God, yeah,
he needed, but Jordan never trashed Phil, and that's in the comment. And I think, this is what I was gonna say. Jordan did trash his players. He pushed them. He pushed them to be greater.
No.
Kobe did the same thing. Now he called out. Now you can't say Dwight Howard wasn't soft. He wasn't lying. Now did he have to say it in that particular way? No, but he wasn't lying.
But we didn't find out that Jordan was pushing his players in that manner until 20 years after he retired.
Hey, but hold on right quick.
There wasn't no social media then either.
Between them two, Kobe demanded your best. Kobe demanded excellence from you. Jordan was like, hold on. If you can't do this for me, I don't need you here. Kobe was like, I demand the absolute best I can from you. That's the two
you get the best from somebody if he gonna shoot all the damn balls.
He was selfish.
He did develop Sasha Vujacic. That was the one player that got better. That was the player that got better. He made him better. He made Sasha Vujacic.
Could have 10 chips. They could have. I wish they would have stayed together. I wish they would have. That's that pride.
But Shaq did put in the work. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. That's why I had him as my honorable mention.
Let me get to some more. Clarence Avant said, "Life is about numbers. Ain't nobody surpassed the number 1, Michael Jeffrey Jordan." I agree with that 100%. And ain't got it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we need to get to
no Kobe killed players. No Kobe killed players' confidence.
I mean, you can say the same thing for Jordan, but I mean, all right, whatever.
That's a fact. He said he would have retired if they got T-Mac. Yeah, he needed Pippen. I'm not going to deny that at all. Great points about Kobe. Revise my list.
Got rid of a Hall of Famer so he could shine.
And he was, it's an excuse. I know, but he was young. All right, what was he, 23, 24? He was young
23,
and dumb.
like 23. No, like 23, like really 23, almost 22-ish. Because you got to remember.
Because he had won 3 championships by that point. He was older than that.
Probably 23.
No, because he got
22.
drafted when he was
he was like 18.
18-year-old.
Yeah, Kobe demanded you pass him the ball first. Kobe was selfish. And I'm gonna admit this, I think that has gotten diminished since he retired. And when he got older in his career, he did evolve more. He wasn't as I don't know if he was as
all I know is this. When Kobe got old, let's just look at this. LeBron get old and team still looking good. Mike got old and went to the Wizards, they got better. Kobe got old, and that team went straight to hell, did not pass go, do not collect $200.
Shit.
Kobe was a Kansas, not a fan, RIP. He said, being is the ultimate Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe apology. All right. I think Kobe learned from Shaq days. I think he did, and it made him a better player with Pau Gasol and the Lakers. Now, that was how many years was it in between? That was 2002 to 2009. That was a lot of 7 years
Paul
of growth.
Gasol was just this like he was Bill like Will Purdue or somebody or Bill Winnington. Paul Gasol was winning 50 games by himself in Memphis.
He wasn't great. He was
how was he
above
winning 50 games in Memphis before he went to the Lakers?
I don't know.
That man was a Spanish MVP. Whatever he was doing in Europe.
He was good.
Back in the
He was
Euro
good.
League,
I don't want to give him. I don't want to put too much respect on him.
It ain't like
he was good.
We ain't talking about Marc Gasol. We talking about Paul Gasol.
Paul Gasol,
Yeah.
All right, let's get to number 2. We spent a lot on that Kobe conversation.
About that. 3, but okay.
Number two. Let's go to A-Trap.
Oh, CJ and say his number 3. He said
number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. My bad. Go ahead, CJ. We got on that Kobe conversation for a good minute.
My bad. Okay, I'm gonna just end this real quick at number 3. So I had Kareem only just because that he outdid Will in just the longevity. But we can get to this number 2. Because this is gonna roll with some feathers. But go ahead, let's get it.
I think I know what you're about to say. I hope you're not about to say what I think you're about to say.
Shit, I don't even know how we talk. Go ahead.
All right, number two, A-Trap.
Jordan.
Oh.
Okay, that's all right.
I like that.
Jordan and the dude who I got number 1 are the only 2 players that I've seen that don't have flaws in their game. They both rebound, they both pass well, they both defend well, they won, they dominated. So it was really 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other with this.
Okay. All right. He says, you let these Jordans fans tell you won championships with bums. Yeah, whoever's saying that, that's the way. Hey, man, I'm from Chicago, and people act like Michael Jordan led the team in rebound, assists, scoring, coaching. He ain't never missed a shot. None of that.
He was selling popcorn.
He was selling popcorn. He was freaking chicks in the locker room. Yeah, he was doing everything.
Justin says, great point. Raider Cavs driving. Speak to text. You good? We know who you was talking about. Chris says number 2 is Lebron James himself.
Respectable.
Bulls have a deal for Powell, but didn't want to go over the salary cap threshold. All right, number two, Tracy.
All right, so me and my pops, being his son, that's the man who taught me about basketball. So we got the same 1 and 2. Number 2, we got Kareem. Me and my pops both had Kareem. So Kareem, I don't know what more needs to be said, but 55% career field goal percentage, most minutes, most games, most points, 8th all time in blocks, free throw attempts, 3rd all time. So, he's just, I don't know. There ain't really too much else to say about Kareem.
Tracy, he retired number 1 in blocks.
Oh, did he? See, I didn't even know that.
But it's kind of a skewed stat because they didn't start counting until he got in the league.
Oh, and he couldn't dunk when he was in college. That was crazy too. That was one of my favorite things that my dad ever told me about.
Dunk?
It was illegal.
It was illegal to dunk.
Oh, okay.
Kareem was so dominant, they made it illegal to dunk.
That was one of my first things that made
tip in layup.
See how they do us.
That's how he became one of my favorite players. My dad was telling me, "Oh, you see all these people dunking? You like Michael Jordan dunking?" He was like, "Kareem couldn't even dunk." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" I was like, "He's tall." He was like, "No, he wasn't allowed to dunk." And I was like, "All right." So.
All right.
He scored these points in college, not dunking. That's crazy.
TJ, you gave your number 2 already?
I didn't, but y'all know who my number 2 is. My number 2 is Michael Jordan. So y'all know who my number 1 is. Hey, I mean, I don't know what needs to be said about Michael Jordan. Yeah. I mean, hold on, time about Michael Jordan. I mean, he went 6 for 6. But I know somebody else that went to the finals 10 times. That's literally leading the league in stats. And it's probably going to be playing until he's about 45 years old. But
you'll be the Tom Brady of the NBA.
Hey, he gonna be Tom Brady in the NBA, but I got number 2.
He got play until Bronny get in the league.
Hey,
he just signed a 2-year extension.
I know.
Until Bryce get into the
97.
league. Shit.
97 over 2 years.
But I got number 2. I got the great Michael Jordan.
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, Trap.
Number 2, I said Mike.
Oh, okay. So I got it. It's everybody but me then. Okay. And then I'm gonna pop up a question that you probably can see, A-Trap. I'm gonna pop that up to you real quick in just a minute. My number 2, which is why I switched him and Kobe, is Kareem. I had to put Kareem there.
Yeah,
Kareem with 6 championships, 2 MVPs, did it with 2 different teams, 6-time NBA MVP. That's got to be, I'm sure that's got to be a record.
It is.
All time in points, and he was dominant at a level for a long time. We've been talking about Kareem all night, so no surprise there. First pick in the draft. All right, this is the question here from Wayne McDaniel. He said, A-Trap, stop it. Jordan is a 9-time first-team All-Defender, 9 times. Who in your top 10 can make that claim?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Well, there you go. You answered that question.
Next.
And like I told you, I don't respect those awards.
Hey!
We can influence this.
Oh my God!
What did Horace Grant say?
He's allegedly snitched on some stuff on Mike.
That's why he got kicked off the team.
About some chicks.
Oh yeah. Well, Jordan did get divorced, so I mean, not saying Jordan was perfect, but Horace Grant need to shut up and be happy. He was even on that team.
But Horace Grant said he didn't do it.
No.
But Wayne, I don't respect those awards because, like I said earlier, if we're gonna respect those awards, we gonna have to. I don't respect them because when you say stupid stuff like, "Well, we got tired of giving Michael Jordan the MVP," that's some BS, man.
A lot of times in all sports, these are normally writers that do it based off of favoritism. That's why Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame. That's the reason why Barry Bonds is in the Hall, because they didn't like Barry Bonds.
Right.
That's not he produced, and like I said earlier in the show, yeah, you took steroids, but that don't change your hand-eye coordination. That don't change the ability that you have. That helps you recover quicker. That also maybe it gives you a edge. But still, Barry Bonds was doing the same stuff before.
Because guess what? The 3 biggest steroid alleged steroid users in the history of the game is Aguirre, Sosa, and Bonds. Those 2 guys struck. Sammy hit 306 and hit a bunch of home runs. Mark hit 273, hit a bunch of home runs. Barry Bonds became impossible to pitch to.
And that's when they started. Well, I don't know. I don't really remember the pitch out a lot till they started. Till Barry.
Yeah. So Barry Bonds was seeing 1 pitch per night and making it a souvenir.
Oh, Bonds was never proven, and Bonds probably will never get in because of that reason. Because he was not liked, not because he wasn't dominant in the game, but because he was not liked. Let's see. He says, "I'll take that point, Rap, but Jordan is still my one." By a country mile.
Hold on, right quick. Hold on. So right quick. So for the Jordan people, that's for the Jordan lovers. So y'all do know, and I got the stats. 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, 1999, 1990, 1991, 1992 were all the times that he did not win a championship. 1985. Do anybody know anybody from the Milwaukee Bucks other than Mike Dunleavy, other than his son Mike Dunleavy Jr. that played for? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. Terry Cummings is on the. I'm
Sidney Moncrief.
Hey, Sidney.
Frank Bukowski.
Hey, but hold on. But guess what though? Hold on. Michael Jordan lost, but I mean, I guess he don't get no flack. Even though y'all got a Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce talking about some rebroken LeBron. This nigga LeBron was like 23, 25 years old. But anyway, I digress. Boston Celtics, I don't even need to say the names, but everybody y'all name. Let me see. 1988. Jordan lost to Cleveland. Who was on Cleveland in 1988? I'm reading the rosters right now.
Brad Daugherty,
Craig Elo.
Curry.
Craig Elo was on the team.
Craig Elo.
Mark Price. A-Trap.
Ron
Harper. Yeah,
exactly. Harper. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Guess what? Who was on the 1989 who he didn't get over? Over the Knicks. I don't need to say, obviously, Patrick Ewing, Mark Jackson, Pete Myers, Rod Strickland. But hold on, let's keep going. He also lost to Philadelphia. Oh, I'm sorry. He lost to Milwaukee in the 1990 playoffs. Who was in who? I don't
not
even
the 90
know.
playoffs. He lost to the Pistons in the 90s playoffs.
Oh, he lost to the Pistons 90 playoffs? Okay, well, we already know who was on the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah,
and CJ, one quick thing, though, that we ain't you skipping on before the Jordan rules started. This man, Jordan, was the target of the entire – everybody was trying to hurt that man because he was so hyped. They was hacking him, beating him up. They had to get Charles Oakley to come in to try to protect him.
But y'all blame LeBron. Hold on, timeout. But y'all blame – hold on, timeout. But you got old heads out here like Kevin Garnett. We broke LeBron. Hey, what? Hold on.
Jordan had an injured ankle. He got an injured shoulder. He was getting hurt out there. Like, this man was taking a beating.
That was the
NBA.
Really popular belief. The whole league was playing that way because if CJ look up some of those Milwaukee Bucks teams, Sidney Moncrief had an annual appointment to whip Jerry Steen's ass when he played for the Celtics. He would whip his ass every year because he was cheap. He was either going to whip Jerry Steen's ass or Danny Ainge's ass every year. Our homeboy, me and Ben's homeboy named the Greatest, his cousin is this dude named Maurice Lucas. I don't know 10 people that seen Maurice Lucas score a bucket. He was known as an enforcer.
Yeah.
So
and they have people that came in just to rough people up.
We're the only team that were physical like that. The whole
I'm saying like that. I'm saying the whole league was gunning on Jordan because he came out after the North Carolina years and they said, "Oh, you the hype man? All right, cool." And they was knocking that man to the floor. He was on the ground every game.
But Jordan gets the pass, but LeBron doesn't get a pass. Like
because LeBron was bigger.
But look, check this out, Tracy.
All right, go ahead.
Rick Mahorn tells this story about Isaiah Thomas's rookie year. He said Isaiah was roasting one of his teammates. So Isaiah drove to the hole. Rick Mahorn jumped up and elbowed him in his stomach. He said Isaiah Thomas didn't even flinch. He said he came. This was when Mahorn was playing for the Wizards or the Bullets at the time. He said the next time Isaiah came to the hole, he elbowed Rick and laid it up. That was the game.
That was a tough game back then.
Yeah, they had to make them Jordan rules to protect them now. Yeah. He was the star of the league.
I like this comment, Reddick. When Steve Nash won MVP, I stopped giving credit. Steve Nash won MVPs.
Let me defend Steve Nash.
I gotta hear.
Let's not forget that when Steve Nash won MVP, he had the #1 record in the NBA that year. And then everybody says, "Oh man, Steve Nash shouldn't have won MVP." The only reason he won that is because Amari Stoudemire was on that team. Amari Stoudemire blows out his knee, and then they had the best record the next year.
But you telling me though that there was not a better player in the league at that time than Steve Nash?
The last time I checked, traditionally, the dude with the best record in the league wins MVP.
Which is not the best measure, but you're right.
I'm just saying.
That is the measurement, though. Jordan took way more physical punishment than LeBron.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
I mean, y'all keep saying that, people. But...
They don't clothesline people now.
Why we always act like Jordan was the only one that was getting roughed up?
But they was gunning for him, though. They was gunning for him.
They was gunning for everybody in the league. Did you not see Kurt Rambis get clothesline?
Hey.
Time out. Hold on. Time out. So Ben, hold on. So Ben and Tracy. So y'all saying because y'all have motherfuckers out here punching y'all when you get into the layup type shit. Hold on. Time out. So y'all basically saying because y'all are making up for physical play for defense because you physically clothesline bro. That does not mean you're a defensive betterly than that person. That does not mean that. Actually, in basketball, if you gotta foul somebody real hard, that means you getting torched up. To be honest with you, if you want to keep it a trail, I'm just saying, y'all blaming LeBron for being built in this new bro. See, y'all blaming LeBron for for him being born in 1984. I mean, I don't know what y'all. I mean, shit. Like, I mean, y'all might as well
We
have
can't
told.
blame. I'm not blaming him for that.
I mean, y'all might as well told Gloria to close her goddamn leg. Shit, in 19. You might as well should have just told her that shit. I mean,
No, I'm not saying. Well, to answer Wayne, I'm not saying that they wasn't gunning for Jordan, but it's not like Jordan was the only dude in the league getting knocked on his ass.
I'm so. H-Rap, tell him. Shit,
Everybody was getting knocked on their ass.
So stat real quick, just to put this out here, because like I said, the league was trying to protect him. His second season, he only played 18 games because he got his elbows and his ankle knocked out.
No, he only played 18 games because he broke his foot in Golden State.
Okay. I thought he got hurt from a player.
No, he was running up the court. Duncan came down and broke a bone in his foot.
Okay.
See? We about to blame the NBA because he landed funny. Man. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's round it out.
Isaiah allegedly froze him out. Yeah, okay, maybe he did. Let's just say I'm gonna concede that Isaiah Thomas froze him out. The last time I checked, that's called rookie hazing.
True. They knew what he could do. What better way to shut somebody down than to clothesline him when they come to the ring?
Do everybody do yourself a favor? Look at the 1984 All-Star game that he did. He was in college in 1985. The dude who job he took, Michael Ray Richardson, he took 9 shots the year before. Jordan took 9 shots the next year. How was that a freeze out?
Good point. Let's round it out. Number 1. It took us a long time to get here. We almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours in.
Well, it's a legendary podcast.
For real, right here.
And this is a BS3 legend. This is a BS3, you know what I'm saying?
It's a marathon. It's a marathon show right here.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1, I'm gonna kick it off with myself. MJ, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Of course.
6-time champion, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time MVP. We all know who he is. A lot of people have mirrored their game after him. He changed the NBA. I mean, I don't need to say more. All right, H-Rap.
The GOAT, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's cool. And you said he didn't have any flaw in his game. So you're saying Jordan and Kareem.
Jordan and Kareem, only 2 dudes that they hit free throws, they play defense, they rebound, they defend, they hit big shots when they count it. Bunch of MVPs, bunch of championships.
Yeah, well, I mean, what more we nothing else to say. All right, Tracy.
LeBron don't hit free throws consistently enough, so he can't.
Me and my pops both got MJ, first basketball player I ever knew about. Grew up looking at the poster in my house, so still rocking Jordans to this day. So Jordan,
dude, changed the shoe game forever. When he's dead and gone, there are gonna be people fighting over Jordans. Like, I don't even understand that because he came out with the same ones every year. The dude got the game figured out, and he's the owner of an NBA team, the only black owner of an NBA team. But LeBron,
player owner too.
Everybody's wearing All Stars. Dr. J, baby.
Yep, them Converse.
Them Chucks.
Yep, them Chucks.
All right. I think we already know who it is, but go ahead.
So, obviously, I got LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Literally, just me personally, the only reason why I have him above MJ, and people are always gonna say, whatever. I've never seen a person like a player that is so dominant in almost every position. I mean, literally point guard. Okay, maybe not shooting guard, but it's like his 3-point percentage has increased tremendously. Can literally
higher than Kobe and Jordan.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he can literally guard all 5 positions, even as a center, which people do not give credit. But LeBron James was guarding Shaquille O'Neal. LeBron, I'm just literally could do. I mean, what? Oh, okay. So you know that saying how people be saying how I'm good at everything, but I'm not a master at none. He's literally a master at, I ain't gonna say every, but I mean master at scoring, basketball IQ, out of this world, passing. I mean ball handling. I don't know what more can you want from LeBron James, and I'm not even gonna consider what he did for the city of Cleveland. Just him being a, I mean that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to talk about his off the court accolades. I mean, we already know he's just how great of a person he is. But I mean, I obviously got LeBron James, and actually H-Rap, I actually want to ask you, right? I want to throw it back at you since you was, since you're from the city of Chicago. I actually wanted to know, what did Michael Jordan mean to you back then? And
Nothing.
What does he mean to Okay, got you. Okay, got you. Okay.
I wasn't being funny. I was a Piston fan.
Right.
I was a Piston fan then.
So you didn't like him at all.
Okay, bet that. Okay, but as far as with the shoes, because I do know, when it came to the, when people were literally dying over his shoes in Chicago, you being in Chicago, how do you feel about that as a black man? And just as, Michael Jordan being, I'm just saying, and this is maybe a more off the topic of his off the court escalades, but me personally, and it's something I cannot get enough of Michael Jordan, I felt like for the city of Chicago, which he literally, put on the map, he could have did so much.
Slow down, Jim.
No, I'm just saying.
Slow down.
No,
he put my city on the map, man.
No, I'm not saying.
In sports, and basketball.
Yeah,
in basketball.
The Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls. That's what I'm more specifically talking about. Him being such a great figure, and that's my argument with the off the court stuff. I'd be like, hey, you see what LeBron James doing for the city of Akron, Ohio, with LeBron, with Michael Jordan. It's a but go ahead, Adrian.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, in regards to that whole generation of athletes, let's see, people like to single out Michael Jordan because he was at the top of the food chain, but that whole generation of athletes didn't do a damn thing for the community nationwide. The Ray Leonards, the Patrick Ewings, the Charles Barkleys, the whoever it was, the Magic Johnsons of the world, none of them did a damn thing for the community. Magic Johnson didn't start speaking up for the community until he was HIV positive.
Ooh, wow.
So a lot of people like to put that on Michael Jordan and be like, man, he do nothing for the brothers. And like the Chicago Stadium, that's where they used to play in the early years.
Yeah.
The stadium was called the Chicago Stadium. It was literally 1,000 feet away from one of the worst housing projects in America. And people used to be like, man, he get off work and look right at them brothers. Walter Payton wasn't doing a damn thing. Harold Baines wasn't doing a damn thing. Magic Johnson. From the 80s, athletes sucked ass, man, CJ. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't, I ain't finna let the world put that on Michael Jordan. He ain't do enough and this, that, and the third. No, CJ. Was Michael Jordan verbally attacking social issues? No, he was not. But what I want you to do is see, CJ, guess who was? The dude who was traded for Scottie Pippen, who was on my show 2 weeks ago, Olden Polynice. Isaiah, the dude who they hate, Isaiah Thomas. Because you know what? Isaiah Thomas got women reporters put in the locker room, and he got black reporters put in the locker room.
Any comments on Reggie Theus?
Reggie Theus was a good ball player, but he another dude who was kicking ass in Chicago, scoring a whole bunch of points. And it's this section of town that all the bars, all the white people in their bars used to be on this called Rush Street. They used to call him Rush Street Reggie. So no, man, no, he didn't do enough. But I hate when people go, Michael Jordan didn't do enough. Okay, who did anything?
And I wonder though, in today's time, we know what everybody is doing almost every second of their entire lives because of social
media. Mandated by the leagues too. They got to volunteer.
Yeah. Now, were they doing stuff we just didn't know? Were they giving money to stuff we just didn't know? I wonder that.
They may have been giving money, Ben, but okay, this is my issue with people like Mike when we use that excuse for the Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, and so forth and so on. Why are you secretly blessing people, man?
They probably don't want the attention, and I think though giving money and being seen in the community is two different things.
Two different things, because guess what? If I would have come to school at some point in my life and walked in and saw Michael Jordan, or if I would have walked in and saw Harold Baines or any professional athlete. Now, guess again, you got people like Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and Steve Smith and all of those guys swearing by Thomas and other guys like Dominique Wilkins in Atlanta. They swear by those guys. These dudes in these big towns, these faces of the league, Negroes, they weren't doing nothing in the 80s. Nothing. So I'm not finna let people put that jacket on Michael Jordan like he was just the only dude. No, well, none of them doing it.
Yeah, I think he was the most recognizable. So people go pay attention to what he was doing.
Well, him and Magic Johnson were the face of the leagues at that time in regards to Black America. Charles Barkley wasn't doing nothing. As a matter of fact, this jackass puts out a damn commercial. I ain't no role model. Don't ask me to do shit.
Yeah. He did not care. That wasn't his. Yeah, he ain't.
But no, man. Look. You know, I just hate when people try to shit on Michael Jordan like that, man. Look, none of them dudes doing nothing. What did Ray Lewis do? What did Ray Leonard do? He was the hottest. He was the best thing smoking. What did Marvin Hagler do? What did Ricky Henderson do? What did Barry Bonds do? What did Griffey Jr. do?
Hey, you know what? And H-Rap, and that's why that was a genuine question, because my father was the one that told me, you know, when so when the people was jumping on that whole Michael Jordan train of he ain't do nothing, my dad was like, well, shit, well, nobody else doing nothing either. So we need to start looking at.
We can look at everybody else.
Exactly. But you being in Chicago, I wanted to know, as far as the significance of the Michael Jordan, you know, as far as him, quote unquote, either doing enough or not doing enough, and it's not just him. So that's why it was a funny question, but it was a serious question as well.
People were saying this, CJ. I mean, he ain't doing it. Some people like, man, but then you had, like, if you said it, it was somebody standing next to you. What he supposed to do? They was defending it. All those dudes in the 80s were suckers, man. 99% of those dudes were suckers.
And they had the money, so it's not
they
as if
had the money to do something. The money. They had the ability, like Justin be teasing me about at the birthday party. And I know he's just joking and everything, but it meant a lot to me that Mark Aguirre and Isaiah Thomas draft day came to our neighborhood and was handing out shoes and t-shirts. And then when the cameras left, they still bought us food and hung out with us until it got dark. And you don't want to be in our neighborhood. Where they were at on Division and Sedgwick, bruh. It was a section of me and Big Illinois from the same neighborhood. It's a section of that neighborhood. They used to say, don't be on the blacktop when the sun go down. Do you know, Big Illinois, if he's still in the chat room, do you understand that they were standing in the section of the neighborhood that me and Big Illinois and our homeboy Draz used to say, hey, man, let's go ahead. There was this restaurant called Sammy's we used to go to. And let's hurry up and go to Sammy's before they start shooting.
It was one of them spots that
it's just one of them spots that you didn't want to be, and they were out there. And I'm 52 years old, man. And we talking about 40 years later, CJ, and I still remember that. So when none of those dudes, 90% of those dudes weren't doing anything. So when people try to trash Michael Jordan, no, don't trash Mike. Trash them all. Yeah. Because most of them weren't doing nothing, man. Jim Brown was doing something, but I can't count Jim Brown and Kareem because they from the 60s.
Yeah. If Jordan would have did something, they would have followed. This is Raider for Life. Scoop Jackson said Jordan worked to get black people in executive positions at Nike. Yeah, I mean, I think we and we get ended on this. I think we as Black people want to see the people give back in the community, because
Right.
a lot of times those people in those communities are spending their hard-earned money on jerseys,
Yes.
on hats, going to games that they will probably not be able to get close down to the floor, and they want to see that appreciation, not just for winning a championship, but coming to the hood and saying, "Hey, I got 20 pairs of Jordans. You know, I'm just gonna give them out," or whatever it may be. So I think that's the part that we want, and it does not always happen. Now, I think in today's time, most players have foundations where they're doing something. Now, this is different now, I think, because we realize, and a lot of these players have come from those hoods. So for them, it's like, I got to do this, and it's a tax write-off. That's the other part.
And another thing, CJ, I've been living in Chicago most of my life. I ain't never laid eyes on that black ass Jesse Jackson either. I'm talking about laid eyes on him.
Verbalized
You
and
I have
spiritualized
seen Jesse Jackson
and
in the same
magnetized.
capacity.
The rhyming pastor?
Yeah. So
Mr. Rhymes. Mike was God back then. He could have shot someone and got away with it.
hell yeah. That's what I'm saying, CJ.
I believe it.
So no, I'm not finna allow no Michael Jordan slander in regards to activism, because when none of them jokers do nothing, bro. None of them. So no.
And
go ahead, Trace.
What's up, Trace?
I was gonna say, Chris, real quick, if you're still typing, could you type in your top 5 real quick? Because you never finished your list. I want to hear Chris is number 1. Oh, you did?
He said, so he got Jordan at number 1.
Oh, okay.
He was doing it throughout. He got King James at number 2. 3, I think he had Bill or Kareem.
Oh, okay, I do remember seeing those popping up then now.
Hey, and H-Rap, and I was gonna say, like, just for the younger community, see, this is why, I mean, and I'm not saying for me per se, I'm just saying for what the older people are saying about Michael is what, so just for example, right? So we see what all LeBron doing. Hell, he opening schools. I mean, not to say that Jordan ain't never do nothing. I'm not saying that. But we're just seeing, LeBron outside the court. I don't think nobody can disparage the amount of work he did. And when I mean LeBron James did for his community, I mean, giving back and doing the I Promise school and giving foundations and being a father, which nobody talks about, with Marcus and I don't know the other boy's name, but because Michael Jordan got 2 sons.
Marcus and Jeffrey.
Exactly. Okay, yeah. Marcus and Jeffrey Jordan versus LeBron, and nobody, and we try to stay out of that light when we come to these athletes. But what people are saying about LeBron, they're saying they wish Jordan would have been a part of, meaning, LeBron been with the same woman, black woman, he's actively raising. Not to say that Michael have never done these things, but I'm just saying for the younger community, that we like, okay, we seeing what like LeBron, he doing, and for what the older, just meaning people that are more like people that actually got to see him play, like people, so like you, my dad, my mama age, they never seen that out of Jordan. That's the only little knock that Jordan gets, with LeBron.
See,
that's
the thing,
what I'm
CJ.
saying.
Here's the thing: when people criticize Michael for these white chicks and all this, But here's the sad thing about it, bro. Michael Jordan didn't get a divorce from his wife until his children were adults.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He was with a black woman, and he did raise his children. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. I was Detroit Pistons all day, every day. But at the end of the day, he gets a whole lot of unnecessary flack for no reason. Oh, well, he should have did this. What the fuck are you doing?
H-Rap,
Besides criticizing Michael Jordan.
But why though? But why? I mean, because me personally,
because
I don't know.
For the same reason I accused us of listening to the Skip Bayless. We're in the echo chamber. And when Skip Bayless criticized LeBron, then we go, yeah, he don't have the clutch gene. What is that? And then, you know, and not to knock Ben, the whole, you've been to the finals 10 times. Are you telling me, again, the dude who got drafted this year in June, if he make 10 NBA finals, we going to criticize him? When the last time a number one pick went to a finals?
That's a great point.
And we criticize. See, that's what I'm saying, man. We need to start learning how to, as a community, to celebrate each other instead of denigrate each other.
This comment says it all right here. Jordan aspired to be a rich individual, not a social activist. It was his choice. No shade on him. That's
exactly. Thank you, Chris. That's what it was, man. People see, we want everybody to be Bill Russell. And look. Fun fact, like I do on the forecast on Monday.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. Everybody loved Jim Brown, black ass, because he was doing the ICANN organization.
Yeah.
Y'all know Jim Brown, when in 1968, when they had their summit with Ali, he went to talk Ali into going to the military.
Yeah.
He was talking him into going.
He went to try to talk him into it. So the big bad black man was on some sucker shit.
All Bigger know is trying to be funny or he's real. Mike married old girl so he can visit Cuba and get the hookup on the best cigars.
He being funny.
Hey, another fun fact. Juanita Jordan used to date Reggie Theus too.
Oh.
Well, were they teammates?
I don't know if they was teammates.
They was teammates. Them teammates like a motherfucker.
If you was hot, you was smack. Reggie Theus was hitting it.
This is a good point too. This is a good point. You attack community issues through multiple methods. However, to your point, being present is king. Being present means everything.
Yeah.
A-Trap, what he said about Mark McGwire. I mean, that was when you were what? How old were you?
11.
The impact that makes.
As a matter of fact, I was 10. I wasn't even 11 yet.
I could say I was a 49ers fan growing up, and we went to this charity basketball game. Jerry Rice was there. That's honestly the only person I remember. I'm sure it was other guys there, but he like shook my hand. I was sitting on the sideline. He shook my hand. I was like, I'm never gonna wash his hand again.
Right.
But I respected those players more, being able to see them being at a charity basketball game than if I never seen them before. So that being present makes a difference.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say shout out to all the NBA players from Oakland because they was always back in Oakland.
Always, yeah.
I met Jason Kidd when I was in summer camp.
time.
Jason Kidd used to come and see us like 2-3 times a week. And that just always stuck with me that he said, I'm about to be in the NBA. I came from Oakland. I did it. Y'all can do it too. And that just always made me, I could do whatever I need to do.
I'm at Brian Shaw. We picking up my sister from daycare. And Brian Shaw, I don't know if his daughter or somebody went to the daycare. Brian Shaw was over there. Of course, the first thing I asked him was, did you play? Because I was probably 10 or under. I was like, you played against Jordan? He was like, oh, yeah, I did. I ain't really care about him. But, I mean, you think about the fact that you see these guys living in the communities or being present in the communities where they play.
It's something special about Texas and California though, because everybody I know from Texas and California, when somebody make it big, those dudes are in y'all face.
Good point.
Yeah, they are in y'all face. Now it's lower level dudes like. My dumb ass was hooping with Tim Hardaway. It used to be this like I guess we would call it a fair called the Taste of Chicago. My dumb ass didn't know he was Tim Hardaway until I saw him at the Taste of Chicago. They was calling him Baldy at the gym. He was out there cooking our ass, man. He tearing my ass up.
That is crazy. You got Tim Hardaway.
And we chopping it up. He go left, I go right. My homeboys go, how you know Tim Hardaway? If I don't know no damn Tim Hardaway. He was like, you was just talking to Tim Hardaway. And I was like, and I looked back and he just winked at me. And the next time I saw him at the gym, I was like, man, I didn't know you were Tim Hardaway. He was like, hey man. I used to just get cooked by his ass and be like, man, this motherfucker cold.
That's crazy.
This when he was the Golden State Warriors. He had that commercial. I got skills doing that.
Him that original big three for the Warriors. Mullen.
Yeah, that was
Richmond,
dead.
Yeah. THC, right?
THC,
TNT, or TM. Yeah. Mullen
But
and
that's one thing about the Chicago basketball players. They walk around. You know, you bump into those jokers all the time. But we like Isaiah Thomas is the closest thing we have to a superstar. And again, Isaiah Thomas to this day is in the streets of Chicago. He's in the streets of Detroit. In the streets. Chris Webber at his Hall of Fame induction said Isaiah Thomas came to his house.
This is another great comment. Kareem said Jordan took commerce over conscience, but it was the era. Like Rap said, nobody was given like that. 80s was a decade of greed, and go get it.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, CJ, don't you know? Hey, bro. The cats that I grew up with, if they heard me defending Michael Jordan, it'd be about 75, 80 dudes fainting right now. Because I was shitting on Michael Jordan every chance I could. Man, fuck Mike. Man, he could hit 50 shots in a row. I'd be like, he ain't shit. but no, man. And man, Mike ain't doing nothing. Yeah, he wasn't in the community, but nobody in the community.
Nobody was doing nothing.
That's all. I just wanted to know because I had a feeling that it was more to that, and I wanted somebody from the city to tell me that. Mind you, my dad is from Mississippi. He could have told, you know, like, and it's just not a Chicago thing. He was like, son, wasn't nobody really? In his words exactly, he was like, son, I don't think Michael Jordan was the only person that just wasn't
doing nothing.
You know, exactly. He was like, I'm pretty sure it was a whole bunch of other people that wasn't doing shit. It's just Michael get the flat because you Michael Jordan.
Hey, so, man, one time, CJ, me and the homies, Big Illinois might have been with us that night. We was crossing the street called Chicago Avenue. We were on the Chicago Avenue on the south. I don't remember who was in the first Blazer. Maybe it was Jordan because he had a Blazer contract. It was 3 Blazers blew past us. The first one took off. Horace Grant was in the second one. He stopped and waved. Pippen was in the next one, and he looked at us like, fuck y'all. He looked like, get the fuck away from my car. Fuck you, man. And then I went to one.
You look like a sucker like he is right now.
Right. I went to all my homies. I say, see, he a pussy too. Told y'all. Like BJ Armstrong. Me and some of my homeboys was finna work BJ Armstrong nerves one night at the White Sox game. It was the last year that the Pistons beat them. And Isaiah had just wore his ass out. And my homeboy Benito is Joe Carter's cousin.
Ooh, Joe Carter from the Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays. We were at the White Sox versus the Blue Jays game. And we walking through the stadium because we got the greatest seats. So we just walking around. And we bump into BJ. And Sergio from like Peoria, Illinois, downstate. And Sergio all excited to see BJ. And you know, I'm a Piston fan. So I'm like, fuck BJ. My boy just shit on you. I'm from the West Side. He from the West Side. I got this West Side thing going on. And BJ Armstrong, Sergio's like, can I have your autograph? BJ snatched it from his hand, scribbled, and kind of threw it at it. I said, we should whoop his ass.
BJ?
Let's fuck him up, man. And Benito say, no, it's my cousin. I said, oh, yeah, you lucky. I said, we should whoop your ass. And he had a little white girl with him. I ain't see. This is what I'm telling you, CJ. It ain't just Michael Jordan. And I've never heard of anybody saying Michael Jordan mistreated them. I just wasn't a fan, man. And partially I wasn't a fan because I was like a
Piston fan. You can't be a fan.
And
I think
they'll pass you the ball just in time for you to pass it back so they can shoot. So I hated shooters. So I'm like, fuck Michael Jordan. He don't shed a ball. So
I think the biggest thing that got the black community on Jordan's hold back differently was when the kids did start getting killed, and they said, "Are you going to lower the prices?" And he was like, "I don't make the price," or whatever he said about not caring.
Yeah,
that's when it really split the community to one side or the other. Like, and that was a big statement for him to make. But
guess
I
what?
don't blame him for that.
Exactly. Because wasn't nobody saying, man, you need to make these motherfucking McDonald's burgers a little cheaper. Man. You going to McDonald's.
They got a $1 menu. How much cheaper you want?
Guess what?
This comment by Wayne McDaniel. He said, "Do you think Zeke and Jordan will make up?"
No.
He got a laugh emoji on Jordan's
Petty
deathbed.
Murphy, man.
Yeah, Jordan holds grudges. He holds grudges.
When he dying, he gonna say, "Tell Isaiah I said I'm sorry." That's it.
No.
That's it. On his deathbed, that's the only time he gonna say that. Because Jordan will keep that.
I don't think they're gonna ever make up. And Isaiah cooked them on Twitter a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he sure did.
They need to though, man. Come on, they need to.
Okay,
how long?
Brandon Scottie Pippen. Okay,
how long y'all gonna keep this up, man? Y'all so old at this point.
But
just
no, the thing is, Isaiah was defending himself. Michael Jordan rehashed the bullshit and said it was this, and the third. And Isaiah went on Twitter and said he a damn lie.
Yeah.
He said, "Won't you tell the truth, dude?" So
that's been going on for a long time. All right, y'all. We gotta wrap this up, man. It is almost 12 o'clock here, Central. So it's 10 Eastern, 10 Pacific time.
10 in Cali. Yeah.
But man, this was a great show. Yeah. All the content, all of the comments, all the interaction, we appreciate it. Our top 10 NBA show. We got to do something like this again. I don't know maybe what we can do. We'll figure something out. But this was a really good conversation. And it's always great to open the door, have different people on. So CJ, I appreciate you. A-Trap, I appreciate you. Tracy, because I appreciate you as always. Also, the people that were on, Chris, he jumped right into the comments, was still interactive. Appreciate you. And Snowman, who comes on every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m.
And then your Central. Boy Woods.
Wood is Chris.
Wood is shit, my bad. Yeah. Let me shut the hell up. My bad. Shit, I ain't know.
Rated for Life, you said great show. Appreciate that, man. Everybody in the comments, we appreciate all of the interaction. Real quick, to give you a quick schedule of what's coming up tomorrow on BS3. At 10 a.m., we'll have the Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. Actually, let me back up. 7 a.m., we got another church service, East Bay Bible Church. That's actually one of my best friends as well. His church will be on at 7. At 10, we got Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. At 11, we got Macedonian Ministries. At 2:30, we should have the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. And then at 4, we have the Information Man Show, which that dude dives in deep into a lot of different topics. Does a great job. So if you're not already and you have a Roku TV or device, please add BS3 TV. You get to see these faces on shows throughout the week. CJ on Elevate on Thursdays, A-Trap on The Forecast, and then Tracy when he comes on Late Night with BS3. So like, subscribe, click that notification bell if you're on YouTube. Follow us on all avenues of social media, BS3 Network. You can also hear the audio version of all of our podcasts on Apple and Spotify. So gentlemen, final words, and then we'll finally close it out. So A-Trap, final words.
Thanks for having me on, man. It's always good to hang out with you guys. Look forward to getting it in Monday. I hate when we off Mondays. We don't have to stop doing that.
Yeah, it was my wife's birthday though. I can't.
Y'all
could have seen it. Y'all can see.
Hey, man, you got to take care of home.
Yeah.
But man, I always have a ball. Thank you for inviting.
Yeah.
I say the next one, so I could dump on somebody y'all don't think I'm gonna dump on. If we do top 10 quarterbacks.
Ooh.
Hey.
Deep one.
Quarterback.
I'm coming out of sports retirement.
Yep.
I retired from talking sports 2.5 years ago. I just got fed up with it. And I've created my intro already. And at some point I'm going back on. And it's going to be called The End of the Bench Bar Fights. What sports talks might get physical.
Ooh, I like that.
And you knew how I was. You knew how I was initially.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's gonna be a good conversation.
Yeah.
All right. This is Chris. He said, appreciate you brothers for your time, thoughtful insight. unadulterated truth and realness. Keep up the great work. Trey, much continued success. Appreciate you. And he said, thanks again. You always welcome, man. Anytime, you always welcome. He said, y'all not ready for QBs. That means we got to do that one then.
I was like, yeah, we got to get ready. I'm ready.
Looking forward to the A-Trap Sports Show. Yep, it is coming back out of retirement. All right, final words, Tracy.
All right, well, first off, just thank you to everybody on this show tonight. Thank you to all the viewers. Shout out to you and Big Unc, my dad, getting some commentary in there as well. Especially the viewers, just thank you for the support. Hopefully be on late night. Hopefully we talk some fantasy football or something this year. My team ain't in the bottom of the gutter standings this time. We're going to be getting a championship. And then, just follow my Instagram.
All right. TK Styles 2K20. Let's see so you can see that. And CJ,
let me follow you right now.
Go ahead. CJ, we'll kick it to you. Final words.
Man, this the longest I ever. Man, it's 12:02. It's 12:02, man. Nigga, it's Sunday. Shit,
it's Sunday.
Man.
We is Sunday right now.
Hey, this is. I ain't gonna lie. Damn. Hey, but no. But
Instagram handle back up.
Hey,
yeah.
But no, but seriously, hey man, it's been cool. Actually, I don't know. Hold on, TK or Tracy, you in Texas, right? Or are you in California?
No, I'm in Cali. Yeah, I'm in Cali.
Okay. Well, Ben know about this. Whataburger is open 24/7, so I'm actually finna hit up a Whataburger, get me some taquitos, finna give me some breakfast.
Hey, I went there before though. I went there before last time I was in Texas. So yeah, they hitting.
Man.
Yeah, I was already following you. I follow all the network. I got everybody.
He locked in, man. He locked in. Whatever we got going on.
But it's been, it's been cool. Hopefully I can be on another one. H-Rap, it's always good. Just picking your brain. TK, it's always good. Ben, it's always good. Man, we need to.
Thanks, bro.
Ben, me and you need to actually meet up one-on-one just because, I'm retarded. I just be saying some more stupid ass shit. But real shit, I love just the Black community and just the development of what we can become. And I feel like that's what just keeps all of us together. And I just keep that hunger and that drive. And no matter what people say about me, I'm goofy, I'm this, that, and the third. But I really care about us as a community, because if we don't care about us, then who else will?
Right. Exactly.
But it was a good top 10. We may need to do like a top 5, because shit, this whole was like 4 hours long.
Yeah, I know.
So
break
we
it up.
need to do a top 5, and we can, you know what I'm saying?
But break it up, man. Yeah.
But go ahead, Ben. Go ahead and close us out so I can get me this damn Whataburger shit. This Whataburger line probably long as hell.
The line.
The line probably long as hell.
Why they be so slow? That's the only knock I got on Whataburger. They make.
I went inside. Fresh. Yeah, I went inside. I just sat down and time I was there. I didn't even wait in the drive.
Yeah.
But it's fresh. It's fresh.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead. They built 3 Whataburgers, and he's in Kansas City, or he's in Olathe, Kansas. So he said they built 3 in Kansas. He said we got to get the Brahms next. The Brahms is hitting too with the ice cream, and they do burgers and everything too. But
CJ, you made me hungry, man.
Yeah, I'm about to eat some pizza in a minute. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate all the support. Make sure to follow and find BS3 Network wherever you can find your podcasting. And A-Trap at the End of the Bench on YouTube. Also built for this network on Spreaker and on the audio version. All right, so thank you for tuning in, guys. Have a great morning at this point. And we can hit you with the BS3 promo as we get out of here. You can see all the shows and what we got coming up. So peace. Have a good one.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.